All right, so Corey,
Yes.
I have fell in love with this new web series called Living for the Weekend. Now, talk to me about this because you said you believe that this was a different experience for you because you said your first web series, Real Eyes,
Hmm.
was your baby, but you felt like you learned so much from that your first baby that your second born, it was a different experience. Talk to me about that.
Oh, well, like um, a real child, when you're first born, you learn so much, and then if you have a second child, you learn what to do, what not to do. And I think with Real Eyes, we started on a great premises, and the second season is where we really got our feet planted. And the sophomore season of Real Eyes is when Living for the Weekend came into play, and that was my freshman show, and that was a season filler. So when Real Eyes went off in Christmas Day, Living for the Weekend was its replacement. Just like ABC, like when Scandal goes off, you bring in other shows to come on, and then they come back on in the spring and fall. That's kind of how this works. With Living for the Weekend, it was pretty much based off of college students who get into the lifestyle that's never really told. You have, people that do drugs, you have people that escort, you have people who don't have parents that agree with them, you have people whose parents don't love them because they're gay. You have just different things that are never really discussed on any other LGBT show or any other show like on ABC, Fox, CBS, NBC. That's kind of what I wanted to discuss. Like I always want to go in and chime in on the real and uncut, and that's kind of what I did with this one. I learned a few things about editing. This particular show, I did all the editing myself, and I did directing, and I wrote it. And that's why it was pretty much different, because when you write it and then you're directing it and then you also do the editing, you learn everything yourself. It reaches for better shots, it reaches for better ins and outs, just different things. And so I learned a lot from Real Eyes and a lot from Alvin, who taught me a lot about editing. And then with this baby, it was all like everything was me. Like it was a one-man production show. Like I did everything myself, and I learned a lot. And then the script just came out of nowhere, and I just started, sitting down, and then I started casting. And with casting, I don't do a casting call. I like to hand select my cast because I know who I can work with, the rapport that I build with these people that I do a casting call with. I don't really know them from a can of paint, and I don't really trust a lot until I bring you in and get this, chance to work with you. And so I don't do the casting calls. I really kind of hand pick, and then I bring them in that way. And then, say for instance, if I want John Doe, I want someone to read for John Doe, I'll have three people that I will have select reading for that, and then it kind of goes from there. And then once I go back and I say, what do y'all think about this person? I think he's great for this role. I think he's great for that role. Then we sit down, we debate about it, and then it just kind of goes from there. But I just learned so much over the years from Real Eyes that with Living for the Weekend, it was a great success coming through the door because I knew what the audience wanted. I knew from sound, muffled noises, from shaking audio, just everything I learned from Real Eyes, and I knew coming henceforth that we had to bring our A game because Real Eyes off the top was already a hit, so Living for the Weekend had to be an even bigger hit. So, because that's where we are now, and Living for the Weekend is on episode 8, just dropped yesterday. 9 and 10 will be back June 1st and June 15th in a 2-part season finale, and we will be back Christmas Day for season 2. And as soon as the last episode of Living for the Weekend goes on air June 15th, that next Real Eyes will come back in the 2-part season finale, and then we will break. And then from there, we will have the new show, Fallacies, coming in. And Fallacies is the 3rd installment to my brand. That one is based off of, and I can just give you a little premise, it's based off of two married couples, which is a male and female. They're friends with another married couple, and they've been friends for years. And to the dismay of the wives don't know that the two husbands are cheating on them with each other. So that brings about drama, and it just falls apart from there. So you just have to stay tuned to see where Fallacies goes. But Fallacies is set to debut this summer, and we go into production in 2 weeks to film for that. So that one will actually be a 5-episode. It's sort of like a pilot season to see how well it works out, and then we will know from there how to go forward with Fallacies to see if it's a bigger hit than what it actually is, what I suppose it's going to be. But from what I'm gathering, it's going to be a really nice show as well.
Okay, now Live for the Weekend, I gotta be honest with you. I've always been a person, as anybody knows about YouTube, I speak my mind, nothing. You got a lot of eye candy on Live for the Weekend. What's up with that?
Again, I hand select, and I know what audiences go in for. And let's just be honest, it's 2016. people want to see. They don't want to see, they want to see diversity, but also they want to see eye candy. They want to see sex appeal. They want to see abs. They want to see bulges. They want to see all of that. And we all know that sex sells. So what better way to with Living for the Weekend? I brought in a whole bunch of eye candy. But the thing is, with Living for the Weekend, this cast just didn't mind like whatever I threw at them. They were like, well, what if we do it this way? Per se, the sex scene that happened in episode 4. I totally wrote it a whole another way. And when I got there to film it, they were like, why don't we just really do it naked? And I was like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. And so y'all can do what y'all want to do, but I don't feel comfortable doing it. And they were like, let's just go ahead and just give the audience what they want. And I was like, what are you saying? They was just like, not really do it, but let's just go ahead and give the allude you can cut to and from where you need to edit. And I was just like, are y'all sure about that? They was like, we don't care. Like, this is just, like, this is to promote the show. Like, people want to see, sex sales. And I was just like, well, I don't want to really base my show off of sex, but it does help, though. And so it kind of just went from there. And I can honestly say that the cast, anything that I throw at them, they'll say, hey, that's cute and all, that's PG-13. Why don't we go ahead and give the audience what they really want? And the show just keeps jumping numbers and it's just breaking barriers. So the eye candy is there. And from Rico Pruitt, who was the newest edition. We also have a guy named Azon that's the newest edition. They give off, a nice appeal to the crowd. Kenzel, who's a part of the show. Sean, actually, we have a lot of cuteness on the show, so I really didn't think about it until you just said it. So, I don't know, I guess great casting, and I guess the script helped out a lot to convey that. So.
Well, it's been an honor today speaking with you. Before we leave, hit everybody with all those social media sites so they'll know where to contact you at.
Okay, well, my page is Corey Knott. It's kind of cool, so you probably have to add me on we have a page for Living for the Weekend. It's Living for the Weekend with a hyphen after the living. No, not a hyphen, apostrophe after the living. And we all realize. You just type that in as is. That'll pop up. And we have our Instagram pages, which is for Realize. It's R3 official fan page. So that's R3OFFICIALFANPAGE. And Living for the Weekend, it's just that is Living for the Weekend, as you see is the title, on Instagram. So those are our Instagram names. And Fallacies, when we get ready to start that one, I will let you know what the page is for that one, and then we just go from there.
Okay, so I always love to end my interviews on a positive note. So this is what I want you to do. In just 30 seconds, only 30 seconds, give somebody some advice who may be wanting to start a web series. In 30 seconds, what's the best advice you can give them?
Sit down, take your time, build your story, character analysis, make sure that your characters have family, they have premises, they have a solid foundation, and then just go from there, building in. Like, that's the great thing about storytelling. You can always build and take to and from, kill, add. Just take your time and build that solid foundation, and then from there, next thing you know, you can have a masterpiece on your hands. So.
Well, Ms. Corey Knight, it's been an honor interviewing you. I thank you so much for the pleasure. Make sure you guys check out all of his web series coming and everything. And just believe in yourself. We're out.